Hello, um, it's Prince Eric, and well, today we're going to have a talk, apocalyptic talk about the supposed Queen of Heaven. Okay, so these are the references in the Bible that refer to this deity known as the Queen of Heaven. Okay, and basically, she is the cause of some tribes betraying the house of Judah, others even picking up paganism permanently. The children gathered wood, the fathers kindled the fire, the women knead the dough and make cakes to the queens of heaven, meaning in this routine of the sacrifice that the Israelites were involved in, the entire family was fallen. The children, the fathers, the women, they all vowed and made vows to the Queen of Heaven, and burnt incense. They worshipped her, you know. Now it is happening again. So how do we not get tricked into falling again? Because that's why I'm here. To keep us from repeating the same mistakes our fathers did, our kings did, our princes. In the cities of Judah. Judah was not a single city. Cities. Judah was a kingdom. So, let's get to it. So, we already talked about her references in the Bible. Okay, let's talk about her in general. Yes? God the Father. Goddess the Mother, Queen of Heaven. So they say. The remaker of people or co-creator. Okay? This is an ideology. Transhumanism is an ideology. Okay, there are many ways you can transform a human, right? Or any living creature. But what is more dangerous is the belief itself that living things need transformation. Not just any transformation. Transformation steered by man himself. That's a dangerous sentiment, right? So they use Genesis 1:26. I've seen videos who just try to justify this, you know. They say it is a mystery within the Bible itself. God says, let us make man in our image. They use the us. Who was God talking to? Who was God talking to? Okay, and if you combine that with the whole thing that the fake Jews will propagate by saying that Christ had a child, okay, you'll realize that every one of these efforts is aimed at achieving a single goal, and that is taking over the kingdom of Judah. Okay? It might be by, I don't know, making the kingdom of Judah worship her, by subduing the king or the prince. Or it's just they intervene whilst people are looking for the truth. Yeah? In popular culture, she's very, very much alive. Okay, these mystery schools, these secret mist schools, basically schools teaching Satanism in the guise of, I don't know, religion or scientism or whatever. But they are teaching the same thing. Who was this Asherah? Okay, for the sake of not going back and forth, other people say that she was the mother to Nimrod, meaning the wife, and also she was supposedly the wife of Nimrod. Wife of Nimrod. Beastification of Nimrod. He became a mighty hunter. He became a mighty man. Okay, we know what mighty means. So, their God is a woman. They call Yahoo, or our true creator, Father Time. Okay? They agree that he created at least time and space. And this woman supposedly handled everything else, from bugs to people. Okay, so it is within her rights to remake humanity the way she sees fit. Okay, that's a trap. That's a trap. So modern feminism is a product of the teaching of this mother of abominations. Yes, they basically say that they are liberating women, whilst they are just setting up traps for men. They're setting up traps in order to poison and at last to consume their victims. That's what society is doing right now to the men. Yes, the women trap men. As I've said, women are really tricky and very smart. I knew this very early on, My mother was worried for me. Okay? Because most of the girls I know that are worried for me when it comes to like what type of woman am I going to marry, because I know how they think and how they are. Okay? So it's a trend. They have to set up traps for you. It might be anything. Intellectual, sexual, transactional, whatever. And then they poison you with lies to keep up that illusion that you are not trapped. And then they just consume until there's nothing there. They do not want to invest anything in a relationship. They just want benefits of a relationship. They want marriages. Wanasema wanataka harusi, hawataki ndoa. That's a spider behavior. Okay, that's spider's behavior. The moon goddess. Okay, if you go onto YouTube and you look up Rema and Ice Spice, you will understand what I'm talking about. Okay, why are these people so obsessed with the moon? Even the Beyonce album, Black is King. There's a moon over there, and of course they have the prince being sacrificed in Aztec style, the heart being ripped out of the chest. So she's the goddess that these people worship. Okay, she claims to be the co-creator, and this woman is also Artemis and also Apollo. Okay, so I've been using this word Artemis. It is the same person, just different civilizations. In India, She had a different name. In Africa, of course, I think she had a different name. In Europe, different names actually, right? So as in Americans, yeah? She had different names. Okay, but to the Romans, she was known as Artemis. So her story is that she trapped Nimrod, who was a true king because he was true descendant of Noah, right? He trapped Nimrod and then poisoned her. And that guy basically just died without leaving any children, supposedly. And she later on claimed that rays of the sun shone upon her and made her pregnant. Again, I've said this. This pregnancy and the claim that Jesus Christ had a wife are all intended to achieve one single thing: to steal a kingdom. Okay? Now she wasn't just a woman. Okay? She was a woman that has a king's child. She was a queen. That's what marriages meant. Children at that time. Not just a consummation, but children. Especially when it comes to kingdoms. So, the evils that ensued thereafter now can be understood clearly. The murder, even going back after Jezebel. Jezebel is acting like her a lot. Acting like her a lot. Trying to trap sexually the prophets of God. We know this in the stories of the Bible. Yes. And all of these fertility temples all over the world, they are her doing. Okay? Because sometimes to remake the entire human, you need to rebirth. Okay? So, it's a cult. It's a cult. We are deeply involved in it, without knowing, in fact. Okay? So, they are busy transforming humanity, remaking humanity to the devil's image. Okay, if I'm not clear, this woman here, this mother of abomination, is just the devil. Okay, angels do not have gender. People have gender because it is permanent. It's part of who we are. Okay, but these angels have no gender. Okay, because they're not even supposed to exist here on earth. So, it even goes further as to mock the Holy Trinity. This woman mocks the Holy Trinity. And we see that she is the Statue of Liberty, right? The head of Nimrod and the body of a Queen of Heaven. That's why we see right now, Babylon the Great. Because she is teaching the entire world her errors. The recent era is the Mushroom Kingdom. Of course, the birds want to chime in. They always do, I think they understand some way or the other. They're not foolish. So, the real human experience, okay? We were creatures of glory. Okay, we were creatures that had a lot of glory. Yeah? And we were put to shame because that's the opposite of glory. Shame. Okay? We were ashamed. We were put to shame. Our glory was lessened. Okay? Hence, our human experience is lessened. Okay? We had what we would regard as, natural abilities. We were able to see things, more things in furthermore spectrums of light than what we can right now. Okay? We used to think different. Okay? These are the shackles of the devil. They are not much of a physical shackle. You can get rid of the physical shackles, right? You can get rid of the physical shackles by going into hiding, by just cutting them away in whatever way or the other, because they are physically represented right there. The removal of these shackles, these physical shackles, equates to your freedom. Okay? But if the shackles are in your brain, then that whole thing can become generational. Yeah, you will just cripple the next generation, and that generation will cripple that generation, and the crippling will just continue. Okay? I hope you understand what I'm saying. So, the mushrooms give you a very addictive experience. And what I've said before, and I don't know if people understood, is that addiction is a feeling. People are addicted to the feelings. They're not addicted to the methods of how they get high. That's a distraction. Okay? You should ask yourself why they get high in the first place, if you are trying to talk about solving this situation. Okay, I know why. I have told you why. And I've also told you how to handle this situation. But since you want to continue acting like rebellious little Israelites, then continue. You'll be given up to your feelings. You'll be given up to what you need. Okay, our God is a good God. He will give you up to the Queen of Heaven, because He is the one to be telling you what you want to hear. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what to hear. I'm not. I'm here to tell you the truth, and sometimes it's not gonna be popular. Okay, I'll not have everybody on my back, but again, my hands will be clean. The King of the world told you about the Queen of Heaven, and now I am telling you about the Queen of Heaven. Now you and your children and your wives, if you decide to gather firewood and make vows and, I don't know, sacrifices to the Queen of Heaven, you get what is due. That's just, okay? So they are flooding the frequencies of the brain to open doors into other realities, to tear open the veil. Okay? Our thoughts moving at the speed of light. Yes? We are incredible. We are incredible. Let me just say that. Okay? But apart from the toxicity of these mushrooms, it is a matter of power and responsibility. Power and responsibility. These things go hand in hand when it comes to order. Yes? The Bible says to whom much was given, much would be expected. Okay, that's the dynamic of what I'm trying to talk about here. Okay? They want to tear open the veil without knowing why the veil is there in the first place. It's like us shaving our heads. We do it like a routine. Why? Why do we have hair in the first place? Okay, believe it or not, these scientists do not know, because they believe in evolution. And if you believe in evolution, you will fall faster than anything in this world. But if you know that there's a creator, then you'll clearly start asking questions. It is part of the common sense of the realization that you are created. Okay? So, if we agree that we are created, then why do we have hair? There must be an answer. There must be an answer out there. Okay? And maybe through that answer we might find how we violate ourselves, okay? Because this woman has somehow convinced people to kill themselves. Okay, to kill themselves and just sending themselves to hell or living miserable lives here on earth, okay? So, okay, remember I talked about the Artemis Project, yeah? What the devil promises. Incredible sex, a lot of money, and loneliness. Okay? Understand that. Okay, that's why it calls itself the widow, the black widow. As in, the wife of Nimrod was also black. So she was a black widow. More spider references. It's everywhere. If you just look at it, if you just observe. Okay, and touring the spiritual realm is a very dangerous activity. That's why God always assigns an angel to guide these people throughout the spirit world. Okay, because it's not like going to Kariako or something. Okay, it's a whole other different world completely, with beings and I don't know, and creations that can only be seen over there. Okay? So somehow these mystics are going to take up that responsibility to protect your soul and your vessel. Okay, who gave them that power and authority? That is for later on discussions. But it is a religion. It is a religion of eating mushrooms. Okay, to get the full human experience, to tear open the veil, to undo what the devil has done to the humans. Okay, because all these compounds that bring about this experience are found in our body in small dosages. Okay, but they are suppressed because we were made different at one point. Okay, but it is on our hope in Christ that we can be remade. Okay, we can be remade back again to our former glory. Okay, that's what we are hoping for. Okay, because this cannot continue forever. Okay, this weakness within ourselves that the devil uses to cause us to fall into slavery to the Queen of Heaven has to stop, and the only way it stops is if we are completely overhauled. Okay? And more people become invaded, meaning possessed. Okay, because if you leave your body and go somewhere else, they have fancy words for it. They call it astral projection. Astral projection. You are projecting. No. Projecting, that means there are two sources of light. One here, one over there. Okay? That's not the case. Okay, one light is leaving the other one place going to another place. Okay? People get invaded, just like the blue beetle. Right? That's not a beetle, that's a spider. That's a spider. Okay? That's a spider. You can look at how it attacks. You know, all of those two spikes on his back are actually like the tarantula teeth or something. Okay? The poison, where he used to poison. Okay? If you look at the tarantula, and if you look at what the blue beetle does to the guy and how it looks, you will understand that it is one of the same. Okay? So the plan is always to invade the human body. Okay? Because they have tried to make vessels for themselves, but they are not as good as the one that the creators made. So the only option leaving behind is option of invading. Just like in the Venom movie, yeah? The symbiote. The symbiote invades the body and distracts the person by, I don't know, giving them powers or whatever. That's just a trap, but they are poisoning them. Okay, they are poisoning them, slowly killing them. Okay, the symbiote cures every disease that you have, but when it leaves, you die. It's the same as the Deadpool powers. Yes. Eh? It's even the same as the Blue Beetle powers. Okay, once they are trapped and once they are poisoned, just like how how they explained the Blue Beetle, how it works is exactly how the Neuralink works. It coils around the brain. It coils around the brain. While distracting you with this fake reality, you lose grip of this reality. So it's like a person being hacked, just waking up someday with your augmentations and not figuring out how you got there. Okay, come to find out the devils took your body for a joyride. Yeah? So in the previous video, I said that I will show you this deity here. The eyes, the nose, and the mouth open. Okay, the mouth open like that is greed. We have it here. The mouth open. This one is in Mexico. These are demons that consume and consume and consume. That's what they do. Okay, so this and that. Okay, now you understand why we have men dressing up like women. It's part of their worship. They are worshiping the goddess. Okay, you're looking at a representation of the goddess. Feminine and masculine energy. In India, they call it Shiva, power to create and destroy. Yes. These two are actually the same. These two are actually the same. They're in the same predicament. They got into slavery because they worshipped and offered offerings to the Queen of Heaven. Same does he. Okay, slavery. Okay, so here we have, I talked about this. This is the cover of the video that we talked about, the recent video between Rema and Ice Spice. Okay, we have Artemis. Okay, how do I know it's Artemis? Look at the cheeks. Okay, yellow cheeks mostly signify a woman. Okay, a woman. So Ice Spice is Artemis. Okay, and Rema is the prince, okay, of Israel. Okay, and now she's trying to entice in order to create a trap in order to at least and last to get the kingdom of Israel. Okay, because I don't know, God forbid me and this woman get together. That's trouble right there. Everything just starts to fall apart from that point. Okay, I will die, definitely. I will die. Okay, why? Because it angers God. This relationship angers God. Okay, angels are not to be in relationship with people. It is forbidden. Okay, and especially a wife that believes in the Queen of Heaven, right? So I die, she says, I have his child, and this child is now the prince. And hey, that's a falling away, and we're back to being slaves. Okay, that's why I'm saying that. That's why I've always insisted that this is one of the plans of the devil. To capture the prince of Israel and to use in order to steal the kingdom. Okay, the mushroom kingdom. Yeah, it is very much alive. Okay, we all have these influential people talking about the mushroom kingdom because they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. Yeah? Even this, they say that the moon there is water, and there's even a place for a human base. They're just saying that the Queen of Heaven, the Queen of Heaven is doing something. Same as this, I showed you this picture way back, okay? So Ezra is the prince, and Tokata is the Queen of Heaven, okay? And they are trying to convince me, even all of you, that we will both bring forth the apocalypse, and that's not the case, okay? I do not need the help of this demon to do what I was created to do. I do not. So also here we have the Queen of Heaven breaking herself into two parts in order to convince us that she'll stand away. Okay, she has her breasts outside and everything. Okay, we have these people here. Marina Abramovic and the Rothschilds. There are all these families. They are connected somehow to the Queen of Heaven. They worship the Queen of Heaven, in fact. So, just to recap, the plan is to distract the entire world by, I don't know, fighting World War III or 5 or 7 or whatever. Meanwhile, that is just like the jumbo jet crashing. That jumbo jet crashing into that building was World War III, was the distraction. The real mission was Artemis trying to kill the prince. It's even framed like that in the movie. Okay? So, the Queen of Heaven is busy. The Queen of Heaven is busy right now as we speak. Busy talking to me. If you listen to the lyrics of this song here, you will understand that it's not the Ice Spice girl talking. It's actually the Queen of Heaven speaking through her, saying all of the things, saying she's trying to convince that the first stanza she says, I have the money, okay, that will enable you to become who you want to become, who you are meant to become, to be precise. That is the prince. Do I need money to be the prince? Nah. Money is useful, yes, but that money does not make me a prince. Okay? I'm a prince right now and I'm broke. So figure that out. Okay? So pray. Okay? So as this infiltration by the Queen of Heaven and her disciples be revealed, okay, because the Bible does say that she will be made naked. All of our plans will be revealed, okay, and this is me revealing all of her plans, okay, and there are not many, okay, there are not many. So keep a sharp eye. Keep a clean spirit. Do not be like spiders, men or women. Do not be like spiders. Men do not trap women and then poison them and then use them. The same as the women. Do not trap men by, I don't know, your smell or your breasts or whatever, in order to poison them, in order to use them for money. Okay, that's what these believers of the whole actually teaching you. That's a repeating theme on the hip hop, the world hip hop stage. Yeah, women using their bodies to get what they want, especially a good life. Okay, they're just prostituting themselves. Okay, and it's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, but here is the first step of fixing this mess. Okay, we are dealing with a very jealous demon who does not want a relationship, a good relationship between men and women, a healthy relationship. That is the way it was supposed to be, with love in the middle, not anything else, not your personal stuff, your personal needs, but becoming one body in order to grow the church. So do not fall for their teachings. Do not fall for their teachings. Okay, for my sake and for yours. So yeah, General Easy signing out. Love you. Bye.